8:42 on a Sunday morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This ice cream is one that I've never tried, can't see it, can't buy it. It is Marshmallow Sky. Now it's a Ben & Jerry's flavour that is only available in North America as far as I can tell. What is it? It's a marshmallow ice cream with marshmallow swirls, chocolate cookie dough and double chocolate cookie dough. You can't buy it in pint tubs over there either. It looks incredibly popular over there. We're gonna have a go and try and make it and see. But one thing I want to mention before we start is that Ben & Jerry's have no marshmallow in their marshmallow ice cream at all. And as Ben & Jerry's version doesn't have any physical marshmallow in it, they use pectin to create the same kind of texture that the gelatin would in normal marshmallows. A couple of options to do this. We could use pectin, but we're gonna use actual real marshmallows. So stick around and we'll show you how to make it. So this is a big old recipe, so we're gonna get straight in with the cookie doughs first. These are modified versions of Salt and Straw's cookie doughs as they're just really good. Start by heat treating your flour in your oven at 180°C for 10 minutes. Make sure you do enough for both batches and then let it cool for 15 minutes. And when you sieve it after, make sure you don't use a plastic sieve like me. Then in a bowl combine 60 grams of softened butter along with 45 grams of table sugar and 40 grams of brown sugar. Then add half a teaspoon of salt and mix it all in well. Then add 1 tablespoon of corn syrup or golden syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream or double cream depending on what it's called in your area of the world. Once that's combined, add the 70 grams of your heat treated all-purpose or plain flour and mix it in well. Finally add in the chocolate chips and put it in a container and freeze it. Now the double chocolate cookie dough is made in exactly the same way, but you remove 20 grams of the flour and replace it with 20 grams of cocoa powder. Once both cookie doughs are in the freezer, let's get on and make the ice cream base. The ice cream base will start as normal by adding 400 milliliters of 2% milk to a pan and add 65 grams of table sugar and 65 grams of dextrose. If you don't have dextrose, just use 130 grams of table sugar. Then chop up 75 grams of gelatin-based marshmallows and let them melt in. Decant into a container and then add in 250 milliliters of double or heavy cream. Then, as that's cooled down enough straight away, add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now we're going to get our spirulina out, and this is one of the main selling points for this ice cream. Ben & Jerry's used blue spirulina to colour it, and that's what we're going to do. So to use this, add half a teaspoon of the spirulina powder into 1 teaspoon of water. Mix it well and add it into your ice cream base, stirring it, finally adding your skimmed milk powder. Put the whole lot covered into your fridge. Finally, we're going to make the marshmallow swirl. Now I've used this quite a bit and it's not marshmallow technically, it's meringue, but it's what they use. Add to a bowl 2 egg whites and 100 grams of table sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of cream tartar. Heat it to 70 degrees over bain-marie whilst mixing constantly. Then remove it from the heat and get your hand mixer out and go to town for about 5 minutes on max speed until you're left with something that looks like this. You can store this in the fridge covered for a good few days, but it never lasts that long in our house. Now we're going to chop up our cookie doughs into small cubes and put them straight back in the freezer. Now that the base is totally chilled out, man, we're going to put it in our ice cream machine. It's a decent sized batch, so we're going to use the Lilo 5030. I've brought the marshmallow swirl out of the fridge to soften up just a little bit while it's churning. And then when it's ready, start loading your tub with ice cream, cookie doughs, marshmallow swirls, and even though this has taken 75 years to make, you're still going to need to freeze it for a few hours before it's ready to eat. quick snapshot of the shorts I'm wearing. Look at that tub, look. All the sun rays behind, marshmallow sky. This is actually how they display it on their website. So let's get some scooped up. First off, look at that colour. I mean, this is that blue spirulina. You get green spirulina and blue spirulina. What is it? It's a microorganism / algae that gets it cut. I don't know actually how it gets its colour, so I was just going to start and no idea. What is spirulina? It's a microorganism that grows in lakes, ponds and waterways. Now it's slightly different to the green spirulina. The green stuff stinks of fish, but the blue doesn't smell like fish. It has a slightly weird smell, but that completely disappears when you make this anyway. So loads of marshmallow swirl in there, loads of the 2 types of cookie dough. Looks like the clouds are behind a Ben & Jerry's logo. It's all good. Let's dive in. The cookie doughs are immense. Like I said, these are salt and straw variations, just slightly tweaked because I used a recipe that I also used in their salted malted chocolate chip cookie dough, but I didn't want the malt flavour, so just adjusted those to suit this kind of recipe, so the texture's great. The ice cream itself, it's a vanilla flavoured ice cream. That's what it is, because they use, or they advertise that they use, you know, the marshmallow ice cream, but marshmallows are vanilla flavoured for the majority. So they don't use marshmallows, like I've said, they use pectin to create that kind of texture. The pectin and gelatin will do the same thing in ice creams. They both absorb certain amounts of water and give it a little bit of a stretch. But by melting the marshmallows in here, you get the gelatin from the marshmallows. You have to account for the sugars, that's what we've done in the recipe here. The marshmallow swirl is perfect if you use marshmallow fluff, which you can do. It freezes just a little bit harder than this. This stays lovely and soft, doesn't matter how long you freeze it for. So I really recommend doing that marshmallow. It's marshmallow cream is what it's called in the US, but over here it's Swiss meringue. I mean, this is incredible. You know, it's a really nice flavour. If this is what it tastes like in the shops, you know, I'd be all up for going over there and buying it. But, you know, the whole plane ticket thing just to buy ice cream, I'm not sure it works out financially viable, but hey, you only live once. So there you go, marshmallow sky. I can't see this recipe on YouTube anywhere else, so let me know if this is an enjoyable recipe and one you want to make. And thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.